Hey, welcome back to Evil's Comics. I'm Evil Mike, or Mike if you prefer. I don't really care. As long as you get my name right, you know. I mean, shoot, I'm okay with a whole bunch of other things. No, I'm playing. But this is going to be my weekly new comic book day pickup from September 14, 2022, and it was a big week. So big I had to cut it down a little, honestly. I was trying to stay under a minimum dollar value, and I did, but at a cost. I'm going to show you what I got. I didn't miss anything. Mutiny Comics again came through and got me something that I really wanted last week, and he found it for me, so we'll get there. A big grail for me, not for anybody else, but for this guy, yes. Made me squeal when I saw it in my box. The Mutiny Comics has been by far outstanding. I'm not just here in Colorado, but compared to my other Houston shops too. I mean, they're doing an outstanding job. FYI, I have construction going on next door to me. If you hear some random noise, that's probably what it is. It's later on in the day, so I'm hoping it's going to be at a minimum, but if you hear like a loud, you know, it's hammers and stuff. Alright, so let's get into it. Enough talking. No particular order, but I do have them all uncovered for you so you can see them. But I went with Marvel Daredevil issue 3. I went with cover A. I love the cover A. I actually had, I think, 3 different options I could have picked up, but I really like the whole death with Daredevil hanging there. I have really been digging this issue. I've heard mixed things about this series. I've been digging it so much. I had missed the second issue and had to hunt for it. That's how bad I was digging it. So Daredevil number 3 has been an outstanding read so far. The art, I want to say it's building up to something, and I know they're going to cross in the whole Punisher with the fist, and I'm not looking forward to that, but hey, we'll see. Next up, from DC Comics, a big one for me, I got Wonder Woman, and I think this is the 791, and this is the Harley like 30th anniversary cover for her birthday. I love this cover. I showed it to my brother. It's Harley taking a selfie right behind Wonder Woman. That would so be me if I had the chance. You know, I'm pretty sure a lot of us. But, you know, I mean, I didn't even look at what the other cover was. I was just so happy to see that cover. Next up is a big one for a lot of people. I don't know about me. I'm kind of on the fence about it. It's happened before. I never like when dad goes against the son type thing, but we got from DC Comics Batman vs. Robin. It was a pricey first issue. That was kind of some of the reason I almost didn't pick it up. I mean, the regular cover, and this is cover A, was going for $5.99 for a regular series comic. It is a limited series run, but still, it's getting kind of up there. I did have the choice of different options on variants on this, and honestly, I wasn't kind of really into them. They did have like a Zatanna like variant cover, but I didn't understand why Zatanna was on the cover, and I wasn't just gonna do it for a cover buy, so I just went cover A. Next up, a book that I've been really digging, big Bat Family guy here, but this is Batgirls issue number 10, and again with the Harley Quinn, you know, 30th anniversary, and hey, they're playing Dungeons and Dragons. That's huge. That's huge in my world. That was another one that I showed my brother, and another one that I was happy to get. I think there was 3 that I saw, and there's one that I didn't even see at the shop. So maybe they didn't get it. Maybe they didn't order enough of that comic. Next up, Dark Crisis tie-in. This is a world without Wonder Woman, and I think the other story is Martian Manhunter. I've enjoyed all these. Basically, it's kind of setting up these worlds where they don't know anything about who they're supposed to be previously. It's kind of weird, but they have all been great reads, great tie-ins so far. I've enjoyed Dark Crisis all the way through so far. Next up, a book that I have not read, but I've been picking up every issue, but the only reason I haven't read it is because I missed out on issue 1, and I'm hopefully trying to find it. But that is Jurassic League, and this is, I think, issue number 5. Yes. It's not the cover that I wanted. It's still a dope cover, but I'll take whatever I can get, especially from this series. And I think this was like the last issue there that was sitting there. Next up, a series that it's been decent, but I'm still picking it up due to the nostalgic factor. It's big in my life. It was big in my brother's life, my sister, a bunch of our friends, and multiple fashions as well, because this franchise has kind of popped up in random places. But this is from Dynamite. We got what is it, Mad Balls versus Garbage Pail Kids, issue number 3, and I went with the trading card variant. I think I had 2 other variant pickups, and they were actually all really good. It was hard to pick which one. Next up, for my boy Michael Morrissey, it was a movie that just came out, and it's a one-shot comic that ties into that movie. I don't know if it like specifically just scenes from the movie that I haven't had a chance to look into it. But from Vault Comics, we have Revealer, of course, issue number 1. I went with this variant. I've seen the movie. I love the movie. I thought this one fit the most. I'm really excited to read this. Michael Morrissey, if you don't know, is also the guy that did Barbaric. He did Wasted Space. He's trying to get a Wasted Space omnibus going. But this is one of my big books for this week, was Revealer. I've loved all his writing, to everything I've had a chance to read from him. And I mean, coming out of the new Barbaric that we just got, yeah, I have hands down, it's going to be a good book. Another one I was kind of on the fence on. I like the idea, but it was more the speed of the book, I can say. It was kind of slow, but I got faith. But that is Marvel Predator issue number 2. I think this is cover A, and I did see another cover, and it was kind of the same thing, so I just went cover A. Just happy to get it, kind of thing. Next up, a book that was not on my list, so I had to add it. I actually had to cut it. It was kind of like a toss-up, but I have been steadily picking up this book and enjoying it at the same time. I didn't know when the next issue was, but I'm glad it came out and I got a copy. But that is Frank Frazetta's Death Dealer from Opus Comics. This is issue number 5. And it is the wraparound cover. I've been picking up all the Frazetti covers. This is, I think, the first one that I didn't, but the only reason I did is because it was the whole wraparound cover and I kind of dug that. This right here is on the same par as Barbaric, but it's not quite there. Barbaric is a lot better in my opinion. But, you know, if you're missing out on that Barbaric hit, that's a great book right there. It's been solid all the way through so far. Another book on a lot of people's list this week. Mine, I've been waiting on like 2-3 years maybe now for them to finally get back together. But from Marvel, this is Midnight Suns. I don't know if it has a tagline. No, just Midnight Suns, issue number 1. And I picked up the game costume designs because they're also coming out with a game that's launching at the same time. I did have a choice on covers on that one, but I just like the costume designs. I mean, getting Spider-Man and Magic, or Magic, however you like. I like Magic, but however you want to pronounce it, but Magic. Next up is a book that I'm behind on. I do have issue. I've read one, reviewed it. I have not read it yet. Either that or I don't remember it. But so far I've been really into the series. The first issue was pretty good. Actually, I have read the second issue. I just didn't review it. Now that I'm remembering. But this is from Image Comics, Above Snakes, issue number 3. This is a variant issue. I don't know what variant you would call it. Our main character is way down here, and all this is actually like stuff that they're talking about him, and I forget the bird's name offhand, but it's kind of like his spirit guide. But I thought that was a really badass cover. I had seen somebody preview it. I think it was on Couple Comics, and I just thought that was a really dope cover. Next up was another big book I thought I was going to miss out on. I was happy. I think they had like one more issue left, and it was another variant. I was happy just to get the cover A. But if for those of y'all that don't know, Kevin Smith recently has launched a whole bunch of different comic titles coming to Dark Horse, and if I'm not mistaken, this is the first one. This is from Dark Horse Comics, Masquerade, issue number 1, written by Kevin Smith, and a whole bunch of other people. Andy McFlesh, John Spomere, how we pronounce that, Jillian Russo, Andrew Thomas. But I have no idea what this is about, but I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan, so I'm hoping it's going to be something good. Next up is simply a buy that I bought for my brother. I have not read any of these, nor do I plan to read any of these unless my brother wants me to, and then I'll hop on it. But really, I'm not really a fan of this franchise. I have nothing against it. I am a first-person shooter. But from Dark Horse Comics, we got Overwatch, issue number 3. This isn't even the cover my brother wanted, but they only had 2 covers, and they only had like 1 issue left, so it's better than, you know, not getting it kind of thing. Alright, so on to the Grail, my Grail. Nobody else's Grail, this is my Grail, but I was able to get Mirka Andolfo's Sweet Paprika issue number 12, the Not Safe for Work edition, which is a nude, that's why it comes polybagged. If you are bothered by nudity at this time, please, pause, fast forward, I don't know, shut off, I don't know. On my channel, I don't have the problem with nudity, so I show everything I get regardless. But that's not why I pick it up. I try and get everything I can. Sweet Paprika, and this thing is not wanting to open up. There we go. I myself have no idea what this cover looks like. I did not I didn't look at FOC when it was coming out, so I have no idea. But we got the backboard right here, and this is probably the lamest or tamest Not Safe for Work edition. There's absolutely no nudity at all. It's just paprika and dill, and they're just kind of making out. They are naked. I mean, there's some thighs, but on the back we do have some nudity, kind of. We get paprika there. We get to see bush, and she's got her like nipples covered up. They're covered up with like little hearts, but still you get some. But there you go, people. That's the nudity comic. It was, honestly, it's a letdown compared to all the other nudity comics, but I don't care. It's still a dope cover. I love the pink and white. I'm really kind of fascinated that the pink did not really rub into the white. I have some of these, and the pink from the back cover or the comic likes to rub on the white. But that's pretty much all I got. I got some backboards. My comic book shop sells like little kind of things of 5 for $1.50, and I picked up some of those. I need to get some regular bags and boards, but they have been out at all 3 shops around here. But that is everything that I picked up. The only books I can say that I missed, and I'm already going a little long, so if you want to, if you already tuned me out, I don't feel bad. I did pass on Flash, the Fastest Man Alive. It's a tie-in comic that's tying in with the new Flash movie. And it was really just the price. It was a $5.99 or $6.99 book, something like that. They had a lot of copies, so I'm hoping in a couple days, like when I have a little more money, I can go back and get it. But if I miss out, tie-in comics, they're always, half the time they never even tie into the movie. They never mention anything. So we'll see how it goes. I did cut that. Another book that was on my list, but they didn't have, was God Killer, and it's a long title, but it's the new arc on God Killer. They did not have that at all. Either that or just simply sold out. Another one, I'm not sure. They did not have it at all, but it was on my list, and I did not cut it. I did not cut it. I wanted it, but that was from Hero Comics. That was Apama issue number 12. I think it's the continuation from Apama way back in the day before he started doing Bloom. But they did not have that. I did pass on Silver Coin. I'm pretty sure I can get that again. I did pass on Bone Orchard 10,000 Feathers, I think it was, and they had a lot of copies that I'm hoping I can go back and get that one. And the very last one, and this was a big one, and it was so hard to not pass up, but I really wanted that Sweet Paprika nude cover, which wasn't even nude. But the last one was Edge of the Spider-Verse issue number 3, and they had some dope covers for it. I think even cover A was just phenomenal. It was so hard not to pass up. I think I got one more, Vampirella Mind Warp, but they had a lot of copies of that too. But that is my new comic book day. Hopefully everybody out there got or is going to get what they are trying to get for this new comic book day. If not, let me know what you're passing up, what you're excited about. I love hearing those things. What would you most excited for on this new comic book day? I know it was kind of, I didn't drop as many reviews as I wanted to, but it was more, I just didn't have the personal time to do the reviews. One of them I am going to knock out real quick right after this, so be prepared to see a review right around the corner from this. But it is a real quick review for a reason. But I hope everybody has a great Wednesday out there. And that's all I got for you. Please like, comment, subscribe down below. Those comments, man, I'm telling you, that's my food, man. I need that to eat. Y'all want me to starve? Look, I'm already a little guy, you know what I'm saying? Hey, but I'll catch you on the flip side. Alright, bye.